What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. And I do appreciate the support. Guys, I just got back, as you guys been following the channel well know, from attending the funeral of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray, young lady out here that was brutally murdered out here in Houston, Texas, by two Venezuelan migrants who are currently in custody. And guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about just the funeral, the experience of being there, what I seen, so on and so forth. And I'm going to first say this, my prayers and hearts go out to the family like everybody else that was there. And I did not get a chance to see Jocelyn Nungaray's mother. I've seen some family members that were there. And as far as, the donation stuff you guys gave, I did give it. But I'm going to tell you something that was cool about the whole experience and this going home ceremony for this young lady. First and foremost, the first thing I want to say is this. This was the most organized and the biggest funeral I've ever been to. It was at, I guess the funeral home is on the plot of land where the cemetery is. The reason why I couldn't see the family was because the chapel part was only reserved for special people. Everybody else that came, the masses of people, they had little smaller rooms where it was televised. So in the description box, if you guys want to see the actual funeral service, the same one we saw without being in the funeral, outside of that room, you can see it in the description box. KHU11 News, and shout out to them, man. They gave me some good information about being a media journalist today. They were the only ones that had access to record inside of the place. So Fox News and all these other people had to stay outside. I was out there with them in the media section when I was reporting and giving you guys a little bit of what was going on at the time before the funeral. Now, I did a live stream where it's entitled The Final Ride of Jocelyn Nungaray, where she takes her horse and carriage trip back to the cemetery plot. Now, I had a privilege of going back to the cemetery plot, but I didn't take that opportunity for two reasons. Number one, I had Tony inside the building and she was getting some footage, which I'll show you guys too. And it'll come up as I'm talking to you. And so she was doing footage in there and she was, doing all of the stuff behind the scenes, like as far as signing the guest book and, just sitting in there and telling me what's going on in there while I sat outside and sat with the media watching things. Now, a couple of things that, in fact, let me say this other part too. I don't want to mess up. This ain't no scripted thing. I'm just talking to y'all. The second reason why I didn't go, there's no shade back there. Guys, today it was like 100 degrees and the humidity was at all-time high. It was no shade back there. We were in the shade when I was talking to you guys and I was sweating like a whatever sweats. But I'm like, I didn't eat. I'm like, I'm gonna get sick if I keep going on this. So when they had the time to go do the caravan thing, I'm like, I go back there. I'm like, Tony won't know where to find me. I can't contact her by phone because she's inside the thing and they, you can't on phone. But anyway, so I went back in after about an hour of being outside. Nothing was going on. But I will say this. Somebody from prison on the family side was allowed to go to this venue. I don't know who it was. It seemed like it was an older guy. So I don't know what he was of relatives, but he was a close relative for them to bring this guy. And you can see the video up here. Put him in shackles and take him. They took him through the back part. So I guess he had his own private room and he watched it televised like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they allowed him to come and pay his farewells. And so, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, they had the horse and carriage out there. I seen it. I recorded it when it was coming up and made its round, made its circle, pulled over there where the family limo was at. Then at the end, you seen in the other live stream I did. You guys can go check those live streams out where they were loading the body in the horse and carriage, and she made her final trip back to the you know, her final resting place. And for it to be a sad day, man, I mean, they gave her a beautiful send off. I gotta be honest with y'all. It wasn't a dry eye in there. You know, like, I mean, there were people from all ethnicities, social classes. There were a lot of people there that didn't even know this young lady, but came out to show support. And that's what it's about. You know what I mean? This story was bigger than I thought. I know it had national implications, but they had people from all over out there, like media personnel. And a lot of them was famous media personnel. I don't know them by name, but I've seen them on different teams. CNN, I've seen these people. They flew out to cover this. That's when I was like, okay, this is huge. And I'm going to shout out to the gentleman with Fox 39 News. Man, he gave me a lot of useful information about like being a camera person and being back behind the scenes. And when you doing anchor work, where to stand and what to do. Man, ever since I've been doing this, like I had my press pass. I should have showed you on my press pass. But anyway, I got it in the car. But I'm learning so much with just doing this. I mean, I want to be, when I do YouTube, I want to be more than just somebody that sits in a room and talks about stuff like what I could do, what I can't do, what you should do. I want to really be out there and I want to take you guys with me. We talked about this last year and it's starting to come to fruition. I'm very happy, and it's upsetting that, you know, you're meeting people at some of the worst times of their life and reporting on things that they wish they could forget. But I mean, how else can these stories be told? And I just wanted to get on here and share with you guys a little bit of how it was when I was there. And I gotta give Tony credit, man. My equipment be malfunctioning and all kind of stuff. I was talking, I forgot I put the mic on and all this. Tony was in the back in the cut and she was recording. That last video I did was very good, but it came out grainy. I hope YouTube fixes it because it was on their feed. But it came out grainy. Tony was in there watching it. And what she did was when she seen it was grainy and she seen Jocelyn Nungaray, her casket coming up in the final ride, she quickly got her phone out and she put it up there and she captured it without it being messed up. So in closing, I'm gonna let you see Tony's footage and a couple of other things she showed. And I'm gonna get out and start on the next video. But man, I mean, this is a sad scenario for somebody to find himself in as a family member, loss of a loved one. And I wanted to say one more thing before I leave out of here. They played, and Tony recorded this too, so I'll play all the stuff Tony recorded. They played Jocelyn Nungaray's voice when she was a child and when I guess she was a little bit older, right? But you know, I guess before she expired. And you could hear the difference in her voice, but it was strange, like not strange, like weird, but it was just, it's a different experience when you hear the voice of somebody that's no longer here and you cover the story for them. It was a real surreal feeling. So I'm gonna play back to back the videos that Tony had recorded, and we'll end it at that. But I mean, I appreciate you guys, man. I'm getting better at doing this and figuring this thing out. I'm taking notes. I'm humbling myself. I'm learning from the people that actually do it. And hopefully in the near future, I can get you guys better footage and make it look like it's an actual news, station doing it. So as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll take you out with this footage that Tony shot. Thank God for Tony. She had my back on this one. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Yeah, one more thing. They didn't give us obituaries. What they did was when you came through the door, because they didn't know how many people were going to come and how many obituaries the print and, the little pamphlets. So what they did is they gave these out. These are pretty cool. It has her with angel wings and it has a name on there in loving memory of her birth date. And then on the back, she was a big fan of Harry Potter. So it had some things about some quotes and stuff that she liked. and I guess they were from the movie. This is pretty cool. So I'll be sitting this up here. So Jocelyn will go up there on my small board with all of the rest of the victims whose stories I covered and who I paid respect to. Hopefully, in my career on YouTube, I can have many more of these filled up with stories that I do that are, either close to me in Houston or I fly out and cover myself. So without further ado, go ahead and take a look at the footage that Tony took. See you in the next video.
What the door to stars like a storm rage on. Let it go. I can feel it getting in my mouth. Shaking it in pose, I do.